Hello everyone and welcome to my runner by runner preview for the 2023 Melbourne Cup. We won't waste any time, let's get straight on with the market. We can see here that Vauban is the favourite at $3.20 on this page. Gold Trip is at $4.40. Without a Fight, the third favourite at $8. Soulcombe's also at $11. Then flicking over to the next page, $23 for Lastotchka is the shortest price. $31 for Future History and $34 for more Felons. We'll start with the 2022 Melbourne Cup winner in Gold Trip. It is number one. It does carry the top weight and gets probably the best jockey in the land in James McDonald on board. This horse draws gate 2. Is it good? In my opinion, not really. It gets to midfield or just off midfield and probably has to go back to the fence. Has to do the same thing to Prince of Penzance maybe. Just try and get that gap at the right time, but this is its run in the Cox Plate. Did some really good work late behind some stars in Romantic Warrior and Mr. Brightside. This horse has been running on good tracks all throughout this campaign. Now is running on a very firm surface again, being 30 degrees on Tuesday. Last year when it won the Melbourne Cup, it had been running on soft ground and ran on soft ground in the Melbourne Cup itself in that preparation. And it prefers a soft track to a good track, so I can see why its performance is likely to drop off in the Melbourne Cup this year compared to last year. Also last year I think it was a weaker field, so this year I haven't got it as my first or second pick, but it might be in my top 4, you have to see about that. But Mark Zahra was due to ride this horse in the Melbourne Cup as he rode it to victory last year, but this was his decision for sticking with Without a Fight. He said, extremely tough choice. I've got one horse who loves a dry track and another one that I wouldn't say Gold Trip had a dry track, but he definitely goes better when there's cut in the ground. Last year, Gold Trip, I thought all his runs were on soft tracks. He had a soft run in the Caulfield Cup. He didn't get out in the Cox Plate on a soft track and obviously went to the Melbourne Cup. And he says it's a different kettle of fish this year. 2 sort of runs on firm tracks and a firm track again on Cup Day, and that's why I think Without a Fight's the better ride. But Gold Trip I still think is a good chance. Horse number 2 is Allan Kerr. I just want to explain with the ratings that it only goes back to the past 3 years. It only measures group races and it is not weight adjusted. So that's how you read the ratings there. So Allan Kerr is horse 2. Damien Oliver, can he get a win in his last Melbourne Cup? Personally, I can't see it happening. Allan Kerr finished well behind Cleveland and Vow And Declare in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, so I find it hard for him to turn the tables on those horses. Horse number 3 is the Caulfield Cup winner Without a Fight. This horse trained by Anthony and Sam Friedman to be ridden by Mark Zahra. Draws gate 16, which I think is really good. Can be on the outside of horses, away from trouble, around midfield or off midfield. Hopefully that's the case. This was its last start win in the Caulfield Cup. Also highlighted here is Gold Trip, who also ran in the Caulfield Cup, which we've already previewed. This horse is third up on Tuesday. Ran first up in the Underwood Stakes at Caulfield on the 23rd of September. Ran really well there considering it was first up. Did some good work from the back. And then in the Caulfield Cup, was able to just get past West Wind Blows, who had a lighter weight than Without a Fight, and was able to win really well. Cops a weight penalty for this Melbourne Cup, which is, it's obviously a negative, but he deserves to because he won the Caulfield Cup there. Third up, 18-24, 3,200 metres now. I've got him as a good winning chance. Horse 4 is the Japanese Raider in Breakup. This horse trained by Tatsuya Yoshioka to be ridden by Kohei Matsuyama, I hope I pronounced those names right. Draws gate 18, bit sticky, will need to find a position on speed or so quickly. Otherwise it's going to be trapped wide without cover on speed. We're going to take a look at its run in the Tenno Show at Kyoto on the 30th of April of this year, where it settled on speed, SP'd at 50-1 and did some really good work to finish 4th considering its SP. Usually Japanese races are brutally run, so I think Breakup has the experience of being in a brutally run 3,200 metre contest as it was here. So I know can run the distance, or we now know can run the distance. This horse absolutely loves good ground, which is like it'll suit it on Tuesday because it's going to be 30 degrees. This horse can improve sharply off the Caulfield Cup, but will need to because it finished 6 lengths off Without a Fight. Horse number 5 is the race favourite at the moment, the International Raider Vauban. I'm going to cop some hate for this. Willie Mullins trains, Ryan Moore rides. This horse draws gate 3. I would have liked to see it drawn a little bit more out, because there's going to be horses that are going to come across and smother it, probably back on the inside, because jockeys will be aware, oh, that's Vauban, it's the favourite, we'll keep it in a pocket, which might not be ideal, but this is its win in the, what's this? This is the Ascot Carnival. It was a rating 105 over the 2,800 metres, where it settled on a slow speed and was able to kick away and win by 7.5 lengths, which is very good. But Absurde, who was trapped back in the field, did some really good work through the line, and you can see it highlighted there. I think Absurde's better suited stepping up to 3,200 than Vauban, but we're not going to talk about that horse now because we're talking about Vauban. This horse then went to the Ballyroan Stakes at Nars, I hope I pronounced that right as well, where Willie Mullins, like said, it was fat, it hadn't done any training, and it still won. It still started $1.60 SP on that occasion, so it obviously had the expectation to win, even though the trainer wasn't expecting it to win. Has the hurdle experience, which I think is beneficial, is a winner over 3,400 metres, so we'll get the distance. All of its wins have been on soft ground, all bar one. 2 starts for 1 win on good ground, which was at Ascot. Could that be a query if we get to a really firm surface on Tuesday? Who knows? I personally believe Vauban is under the odds. It's weighted as a really good European, so we'll have to live up to that on Tuesday. I also just wanted to mention as well, with that last win in the Ballyroan for Vauban, it only beat Valiant King by 1.5 lengths, and they both had the same weight set for the Melbourne Cup. Obviously, Valiant King has come out of the Melbourne Cup, but Valiant King ran 5.5 lengths off without a fight in the Caulfield Cup, which is the equivalent of putting Vauban 4 lengths behind without a fight in the Caulfield Cup. Vauban's conceding race. I know it's been training here for a while, but it's conceding race fitness to without a fight and Gold Trip and other key chances. Can you sort of see where I'm coming from in terms of I think it's too short? Horse number 6 is Soulcombe, trained by Chris Waller, to be ridden by Jal Morera. This horse draws gate 4, so it's not ideal. We'll need to get to probably back off midfield and need to weave a passage through, but it's got the Magic Man on, so that suits. This was it missing the start in the Caulfield Cup. It wasn't great. It just ruined its race, and it only finished 5.5 lengths off without a fight in a brutally run Caulfield Cup, where it had to do the catch-up work at the start and was able to finish off at the end through the line, looking like it wants 3,200 metres, which is an amazing sign. Now the blinkers come off, so we'll hopefully jump away better. Chris Waller concedes, even though the blinkers are coming off, it'll still miss the start slightly, but hopefully not as much as in the Caulfield Cup, and it can stay in the race. I think before the Caulfield Cup, I thought I want to be on Soulcombe in the Melbourne Cup. I want it to be my on-top selection for the Melbourne Cup, not for the Caulfield Cup. I didn't expect it to miss the start in the Caulfield Cup, but I think now with the blinkers off, the market sort of missed it a little bit because of its big margin loss last start behind without a fight. So I really like Soulcombe. Horse number 7 is the other Willie Mullins horse called Absurde. This horse to be ridden by Zach Purton. Draws gate 8, absolutely ideal, can put itself on speed, and we'll see what happens. But this was its last start win in the Ebor Handicap over the 2,800 metres at York, where it settled wide without cover. Frankie Dettori absolutely slaughtered it, and it still got up. Outstanding. This horse, I think there's too much discrepancy between it and its stablemate Vauban. This horse 4 back was first up off a year off and won over 4,000 metres. That's unbelievable to think about. This horse, and as I've already said, is a winner over 4,000 metres, so will get the trip and get it really well. It finished 7.5 lengths off Vauban at Ascot, but I think the race shape was against it that day. And I think stepping up to the 3,200 metres suits Absurde more than Vauban. Absurde now can put itself in a handy position from gate 8, and yeah, it's a good chance. Horse number 8 is Right You Are. This horse finished 5th last start in the Caulfield Cup behind without a fight. Only beaten 4 lengths and was a pretty good run considering it had to do some work from the 800 to the 400. Gets in with the 53 kilos. John Allen rides, draws a tad wide, but will find a spot probably on speed with cover. It was only about 10 months ago, this horse was facing like Ain't No Deal done at Benchmark Company. It's come a long way since then, but can I see it winning a Melbourne Cup? No. Horse number 9 is the 2019 Melbourne Cup winner, Vow And Declare. He's up there, and this is a very exciting horse because I think this is the best he's been going since his win in 2019. He ran really well in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup, wide without cover behind Cleveland. Before that, really good behind Alligator Blood in the Caulfield Stakes at Caulfield on Guineas Day. This horse draws 19, which isn't great. We'll probably get to midfield or so with Billy Egan in the saddle. About midfield, as I've already said. I haven't got it in my top 4, but I think it can run a cracker this year. Horse number 10 is Cleveland. This horse has unfortunately drawn the car park, drawn gate 23. Will need to probably go back and concede a bit of a start to some better horses. Mickey D in the saddle, 52 kilos. This was its last start win in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. A few other horses highlighted in this race, such as Vow And Declare and Future History, so watch those as well. James McDonald rode on this occasion, came from midfield and was able to secure the win. I think there's stronger form lines leading up, but it is a winner of a Group 2 race last start, so can't deter that. You can never doubt Lloyd Williams' horses come this time of year, especially relating to the Melbourne Cup, so I absolutely cannot write off Cleveland. Just would have liked to see it draw a better gate, but it's in with a chance. Horse number 11 is Ashrun. This 8-year-old gelding is 4th up off a 3-year break, and it's done some remarkable work to get itself back into the Melbourne Cup. Its first run in the Cup since 2020. This horse, we're going to take a look at its last start run in the Geelong Cup. Again, a few other horses highlighted here, where it ran well in a bunch finish, just missed out, but was doing some really good work late, indicating that the 3,200 metres will be right up his alley. 2 back, this horse was pretty good in the Bard Cummings behind Future History. This horse, I think, now 4th up to 3,200 metres. Karen McAvoy on, a proven Melbourne Cup winning jockey, can run a bit of a race. Just not sure about the Geelong Cup as a form reference this year, considering the packed finish, but we'll wait and see how Ashrun goes. This brings us to the middle of the field. Number 10 is Daqiansweet Junior, trained by Philip Stokes to be ridden by Daniel Stackhouse. This horse finished 4th last start in the Group 2 Herbert Power Stakes on Guineas Day behind Military Mission. What didn't disgrace itself there with Blake Shin in the saddle, but draws gate 12, will be around midfield or so. This horse, I think, is slightly over the odds at $100 to $1, considering when it gets to distances like these, it can run crackers. And we've seen it run a couple of crackers in the Adelaide Cup. Now that I say that, it's a big step up from the Adelaide Cup to the Melbourne Cup, so not for me. Horse number 13 is Okita Soushi. This horse is trained by Joseph O'Brien to be ridden by young apprentice Dylan Gibbons. Draws 20, which isn't ideal. Will need to find a position pretty early so it avoids being trapped wide without cover. I was expecting a little bit more from this horse in the Caulfield Cup. Karen McAvoy got off after the race and said it needed the run, but in reality, it finished 10 lengths off without a fight. I don't know if it can do that big of a turnaround in the Melbourne Cup to be beating without a fight at least, so not for me, Okita Soushi. Horse number 14 is Sheraz, trained by Chris Waller to be ridden by Bo Mertens. Draws 22, likely to go back, so we'll have to go back to near enough to last probably. This horse finished 2 lengths behind Cleveland last start in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Up to 3,200 metres might be a plus, but we'll need to improve a heap to be winning this. Number 15 is the French import Lastotchka, trained by Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. now, to be ridden by 2019 Melbourne Cup winning jockey Craig Williams. This horse draws 21, so we'll need to make a decision early. I think it's likely to press forward. We're going to take a look at its last start run in the Prix-Gladiateur at Longchamp in France. Started favourite on this occasion. Was able to come away to win by 2 lengths, which is good. This horse is proven. This was a 3,100 metre race, so I think can run the distance. My main query with Lastotchka is first up, other horses are going to have more fitness in the race, and the fact that it's had 2 starts on good ground for only 1/3. Probably prefers wet ground, so I'm not sure about it on a firm track on Tuesday. Horse number 16 is Magical Lagoon. Chris Waller trains this horse. Mark Duplessis rides. Draws 7, so maps for a really cozy run. Probably on speed to midfield in that bracket somewhere. This horse faded to finish 6th in the Geelong Cup last start over 2,400 metres after leading. I'm not too sure what it did earlier in its campaign, but it seems like off its most recent form, 3,200 metres would be the main query. Horse number 17 is Military Mission. This horse is in a rich vein of form, winning 2 of its last 3 and running 4th on the other occasion in the Group 1 Metropolitan. We're going to take a look at its last start run in the Group 2 Herbert Power Stakes at Caulfield, where it won on this occasion with Jal Morera in the saddle, settled midfield, came around them and won pretty well. This horse gets gate 5 on the weekend, so we'll get into a nice spot. This is what Gai Waterhouse had to say about it.
He's been a model of consistency, Military Mission. He's got a luxury weight. What's he done wrong? I think he can slip under the radar, and I'd be amazed if he doesn't finish in the first 6.
I was surprised when Gai Waterhouse said that because, in my opinion, I'd probably be amazed if Military Mission ran in the top 6. I don't rate the Herbert Power as a form reference. It beat horses like United Nations, who isn't running, but probably wouldn't have been competitive anyway, and Farrago, who wouldn't have been competitive at all. So I'm just not sure about its form lines. Horse number 18 is Serpentine. This horse placed last start in the Group 3 Bart Cummings over 2,500 metres at Flemington, behind Future History and First Immortal. This horse draws 1. Will it lead? I don't think so. I think something will fly across from one of the outside gates to take it up, but this horse will definitely be in a non-speed position. Gets a light weight. We'll get a cozy run from gate number 1. We'll probably need to improve on its form a bit. I'm not sure Future History and First Immortal is the best form reference heading into this race, but we know what Lloyd Williams, Jai McNeil can do with the front runner in the Melbourne Cup. Twilight Payment. Horse number 19 is Virtuous Circle. This horse trained by Liam Howley to be ridden by Craig Newitt Froggy from gate number 6. Will be around midfield or so. I think from that gate can be a couple of pairs closer than what it normally would be. Started a firm elect in the Geelong Cup last start. Finished 5 lengths off the winner in a maid and Ashrun. And before that, wasn't great in the Bart Cummings. Will need to improve. Horse number 20 is More Felons. Chris Waller trains this horse to be ridden by Jamie Carr. Is she back after she rode 2 winners today on Derby Day? We'll see. This horse draws the car park. Not great. We'll probably have to go back to find a position with cover on the outside. Did some really good work late in the Geelong Cup. This horse also ran in the Ebor Handicap behind Absurde at York. Finished 3 lengths behind that horse, which probably puts Absurde winning the Geelong Cup by 2 lengths. So that puts a good moz on that horse. But I just think from the gate, More Felons isn't likely. Horse number 21 is Future History. Won its way into the Melbourne Cup by winning the Group 3 Bart Cummings on Turnbull Day at Flemington. International rider Holly Doyle comes across to ride this horse. It's a big horse as well, so good luck, Holly. Draws gate 13, will be in a non-speed role. This horse was decent from the back last start in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup behind Cleveland and Vow And Declare. I'm a little bit suspect of this horse at the 3,200 metres though. Horse number 22 is Interpretation, trained by Kieran Maher and David Eustace, coming off a Bendigo Cup win just last Wednesday on the 1st of November. We're going to take a look at its Bendigo Cup win as well, beating Braden Starr and Taraman Sewer. Now, this horse is only 6 starts for 1/3 at Flemington, which doesn't read great. 4 from 16 overall. Teo Nugent rides, light weights, gate 17. Ratings aren't great, but if anyone has been following the Futures Bet series here on the Salmonator channel, you would know that I put Interpretation in for the Melbourne Cup after its run at the Valley on the 29th of August when it was paying about 100 to 1. Let's just go back in time to my Melbourne Cup video that got 17,000 views. And also Interpretation at about 100 to 1 at the moment. So I can't write this horse off now. I've been talking it up since August. It's paying 60 to 1. I'm putting it in for 4th just because I like it. Horse number 23 is Kalapour. This horse won its way into the Melbourne Cup by winning the Group 3 Archer Stakes today at Flemington, defeating Athabaskan. Got all the favours leading from the front. They went at a slow tempo. It was a sprint home and it just held on by that much. will need to improve absolutely sharply off today's performance. But one thing it does have in its favour is that 3 back, it finished third, 0.1 lengths in front of Military Mission. Horse 24, and the last one we're looking at is True Marvel. Matthew Smith trains this horse, Ben Thompson to ride. To be honest, I think the only thing in this horse's favour is gate 10. Finished 3.5 lengths off Cleveland in the Moonee Valley Gold Cup last Friday night. This horse is going to have to improve a hell of a lot. Now let's move on to Salmonator's top 4, and I've got Soulcombe on top. Forgive the run in the Caulfield Cup, missed the start. I think now blinkers off, jumps a bit better. Hopefully can hold a position from gate 4, off midfield to midfield, and can run well with the Magic Man, Jal Moreira on. Without a fight in for second, brilliant winner of the Caulfield Cup. Third up to the 3,200 metres. Is a recipe for success in my opinion. Third gold trip is just a model of consistency. I can't not have him in the top 4 despite the big weight and the firm track. And for fourth, I've just chucked interpretation in there because I've been with him a long way, but I don't think he's not my 4th pick of winning. I'd have a horse like Vauban or Absurde in there to run 4th. That's going to do it for this year's runner-by-runner preview of the 2023 Lexus Melbourne Cup. Who do you like? Comment below, subscribe, like, and I'll see you in the next video.